Button, I think.
Hey kids, welcome to another episode of the Tipsy Irishman. It's been a minute. I know. I'm sorry. We're trying out here. Life sometimes confuses the show. Hey, don't forget to get yourself a grinds. Today we're doing cinnamon whiskey. I knew that from the beginning and I forgot it. It's been a long week. I'm telling you. You know where to go. Go to grinds.com or getgrinds.com. I always say it wrong. Getgrinds.com. If you order some, go on that special line and put in the Tipsy Irishman sent me. And hopefully they give you some love, and they give you some love, and love all around. We got, finally I was sick, then Jake was sick.
I know, I'm just coming
Jake's
down the back
still
end
sick.
of it. Yeah, no, man.
I don't know if I am anymore. Between his schedule, my schedule, and the world schedule, we made it. We're here.
Actually, you know what? I had to go pick up my son on Friday. He threw up at school. He had a stomach bug. Like, it's just going around.
And I almost called him yesterday and said, let's do it tomorrow. Yesterday, or whatever. All right, we're here. We made it. We made it happen. All right. So I have no idea what he got here, and my glasses aren't on, so I can't even see what it says on the screen. But it's all mystery to me, so we're going to let him talk about it, and then hopefully I fall in love with it.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know a lot about this one either. This is my first bottle from this brand, from this distillery. This is PINHOOK. PINHOOK Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This is a single barrel version that came in through a local store down here in South Orlando called MDP. He was actually running a pretty cool idea, which I thought was pretty smart. He had a bunch of single barrels. He said, come in and buy one of my single barrels, and you can get some in this allocated stuff. He had some Eagle Rare, some E.H. Taylor stuff at retail, which is cool. I mean, it got me down there. It was a 45-minute ride into Kissimmee, South Orlando. The other thing, though, he had one open. All right, I was like, show me what you got for your single barrels, at least your store piece. I was like, got any of them open that I can try? And we busted this one open in the store and drank it, and it was really, really good. Immediately picked it up, brought it home to the wife, opened it for Andrea. She even tried it. I was like, oh, that's really, really good, too. So.
Well, then you know I have to like it. Damn.
Well, you know, it's MGP juice, so I started doing some research on this stuff. Like I said, I didn't know a ton about the distiller. I didn't know a ton about the brand. The newer PINHOOK stuff, the younger stuff, is actually being distilled at the Castle and Key distillery. So it's bottled there currently, but they're also making their own distillate now. But this is MGP juice. This is 7-year-old single barrel. It's older than, yeah, so it's 7 years.
It's pretty late for 7.
So they're releasing basically a vertical. They had very similar barrels from MGP that they started releasing. I want to say at 5 years old. So they had a 5, 6, 7. I believe the 8 just came out as well. Single barrel versions and small batch versions. So the single barrels they were releasing to the stores, small batches they're releasing to the masses. The reviews on them are really hit or miss on the younger versions. The 4 to 7 year range seems to be not the best, and as it gets older, it seems to be a little better. I'm not going to be biased.
It's distilled in Indiana.
Yeah, MGP.
And then bottled in Kentucky.
Yeah, so MGP's Indiana Juice. I mean, there's so many brands that use MGP that are really, really stellar stuff. The older Remus stuff comes out from MGP. The Calumet stuff comes MGP. You know what I mean? They buy from this place, rebrand it, bottle
Remus,
it.
that's what we're trying to do. Remus, yeah.
No, the Remus stuff is great. The Remus Refill stuff's really, really good. So I got high hopes for it. Like I said, I haven't tried it, and you can see there's like a tiny little bit gone. I think I cracked this in like October or November-ish and just been sitting on it, and I thought, you know, this would be something that we don't normally see come through Ed's shop. And the stuff that I do see come through the other local shops, very similar to the 1792 stuff we were talking about pre-show. The colors of the wax will tell you what the bottle is. They have like a magenta, they have like a green, like a mint green. The yellow wax is the single barrel. So this is almost kind of like a...
Kind of like all the yellow dots and red dots and green dots.
Right. So this is single barrel.
That's Scotch, but you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, from the Redbreast stuff too.
Yeah, Redbreast too.
It smells fantastic.
Redbreast is great, by the way.
So the other really wild thing about this, and again, I'm not big into horse racing. I'm from Florida. I don't pretend to know much about horse racing.
Dogs.
But as I was doing my research in this,
Dogs here.
a PINHOOK is a term in horse racing. It has something to do with studying the horse, right? So this is PINHOOK bourbon. Every one of their annual releases, though, they actually name after a horse from Whiskey Row. So this one is named after Bourbon War, which was apparently the horse was 16 hands tall. He was bay colored and he was a colt. And generally, when they do their releases, they pick a horse that they think may have a chance at placing at the Derby or doing something in the Triple Crown. To date, I don't think any of the horses that they've named bottles after have done anything, but...
So what that means is, kids, if they name a horse before the Derby on this brand.
On this brand, yeah.
Bet against it, and you should be okay. I'm just throwing it out there. I could be wrong.
Well, again, they're trying to weave in all these Kentucky traditions into bourbon, similar to the Blanton stuff.
Yeah, whatever works, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, you got to get the horse racing into it somehow. So it is a great looking bottle. I think it is. It is
So we
pretty
should
cool
make
looking.
some stuff called the Big Hat.
Yeah, or skunk ape or something, right? Something Florida based.
No, the Big Hat for Kentucky. The big hats, because they wear the big hats.
Oh, yeah.
The big hats.
I mean, like I said, it's a cool bottle. I think they do a really good job with the marketing. The labels are really easy to see, and once you know what they are, you'll know it instantly, just on sight by the colors.
We should name ours Boa, because there's so many damn snakes.
The damn boa snakes, down in the Everglades. Yeah, if y'all are interested in making a little extra money, you can apply for a permit here in the state of Florida and capture non-native species, and the FWC will pay you for them. I don't know what it's currently at, but last year I heard it was somewhere around like $25 or $50 a snake. They're snatching them out the Everglades and selling them. So, anyway,
if you make it back there.
Yeah, if you get out of the Glades. So this is single barrel. This was picked, like I said, by MDP Liquors down in Kissimmee.
Ooh, that smells good.
Shout out Kevin. It does. It smells really good.
All right, let me see. I've had a really bad nose for 2 months.
Oh, you're gonna try to guess the proof on the nose?
Let's go.
It's got a little ethanol to it.
It's a barrel proof, right?
It doesn't
Single
actually
barrel?
say. It just
Barrel
says
proof.
single barrel unfiltered.
Single barrel.
Single barrel unfiltered.
I'm gonna go 100 proof.
114.
God
Yeah.
damn. It was above the 100 mark though, so that's good. For a nose that's been broken for a while.
Yeah, this nose definitely has a little ethanol on it.
Wow.
Kind of bready.
I get a little fruit though too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's got a great color to it. I mean, you can see it's got some age on it.
I think the color's kind of light for 7, isn't it?
Looks about it. It also depends on the char of the barrel that they're using and everything.
I mean, that stuff I showed you, that stuff that was only 4 years looked darker than that.
Yeah. Again, it depends on the char of the barrel
That
and
smells good though.
what level of the rick house they're at. Yep. Cheers.
Bottoms up. Sorry, we're live outside. Well, that's definitely 114. Ooh, right in my nose.
Man, that's got a great finish. That
Right in my
finish
nose?
hangs on forever.
And then it went into my ears, and then it went down my throat.
That finish lingers for a long time. That's a better finish than I would have expected out of 114.
That is good. That's good. Now I can look at the bottom.
Very sweet, little honey up front. Very light initially, and then the build is great, and the finish is still lingering. I mean, I'm
I gotta
on.
say, if you're into horses, whether you bet on them or not, having this collection
Yeah, the vertical looks pretty cool up on the
would
shelf
be
for sure.
very, very cool. I think the artwork's amazing too.
I don't remember what I paid for this one. I should have called down the store and asked where we shot the show. I totally forget, honestly. I want to say it was somewhere between $70 or $80. It's a 7-year single barrel cask strength, 114 proof. So it's got some proof on it.
It's a $70 bottle, I think, at least.
Yeah, it's
I don't think it's out of line. If that's what you paid for.
I just honestly don't remember. I ended up
14.
hanging out with BSing with the owner for a while and pulling some bottles out from behind the shelf. And
That's good. I think I would chill it. I don't know if I put an ice cube in it, but I think I would chill it.
I mean, throw an ice cube in and see what it does.
I'm afraid it's going to ruin it like when I put the ice cube. I'm pretty sure it's going to ruin it.
Maybe.
We'll see.
The finish is definitely shorter on the second sip. I think it was my first sip of whiskey of the day, 114 proof. So that initial one definitely lingered longer than the second
It's
one.
3 o'clock, man. It's your
I
first
know,
of the day.
right? Andrew's working today, so it was me and the kids.
You could have one.
No.
Well, it didn't kill the robustness of the nose, which
There's
most
a
time on
note
ice it
on
does.
that nose that I can't pick out. I don't know what that is. It's not quite like youthful grain, but it's something in that same.
All right, it didn't ruin it.
wheelhouse.
It didn't ruin it. It mellowed it, but all the flavors are still there. They're still kicking it, just not smacking you in the face. But it was still good how it was smacking you in the face.
I was hanging out with a bunch of whiskey nerds last night. There was a big group of us doing a karaoke whiskey nerd party, and we were talking about the merits of ice and how there's just certain pours that I will always put ice in. Stag Junior is one of them. I'll take my first sip neat just because I want all the flavors, and I'm going to throw a little bit of ice in it because it's hot. It'll give you the heartburn, it'll give you that Kentucky hug. It's not an enjoyable experience for me. It's just not the way I prefer to drink it. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, some of those higher end 130 to 136 Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs that come out, they need a little bit of ice on them too. No, but I agree, right? So this is really good. I thought it was delicious. And again, another brand I knew nothing about, had to do a bunch of research into. it's MGP juice. So in the future they'll have their own distillate. It could totally change, right? They got their own mash bill, or they may have bought that mash bill from MGP.
That's good. I'm gonna say this in the freezer over some ice. It would be super velvety. It's clearly ice does not kill the love on it at all.
Yeah, for 7 years I don't get a ton of oak. It's not bridging
There is
the
something
gap.
there, and I can't. We've done.
It's definitely a little woody, but it's not overpowering.
We've done so
at all.
much now. I can't book on it. It's on. I have to go look at the list now. Oh, it tastes like that. That's what it tastes
You know what we should do for a video? I've got that smelling kit, right, with all the different scents in it, and they're numbered, and you kind of go through and you smell it. It's how you develop your palate, and we should do that blind and see how many we can pick out. Because some of them are tough.
The show with him, this part of the show, and the other two people who give us the samples. Well, there's more than two of you. You know, you all know who you are. Thank you again, by the way. I'm really becoming a snob. So
this is really good, though. I enjoyed this thoroughly, and like I said,
good.
The night I brought it home, my wife asked for a pour, and she's relatively new into whiskey, and even at 114 proof, she enjoyed it as well. Straight up neat. It's got a pepper note to it for sure. It's got a little bit of bite to it. I think it drinks above 114 to me.
I want to say, yeah.
I would, if I had done that blind.
Doesn't smell 114.
The first sip, but now that I'm on my second or third, it's mellowed out. That first sip, though, if I had done that blind, I would have put that in the 120s probably. No, I'm good. I just think that initial shock.
That's good, dude.
First sip of the day, where now it's like, okay, I can taste it. It's got a little bit of heat to it. It's still lingering. It's still on the back of the tongue.
The worst part about the show is once I find something that I don't have, that I've never seen before. Now I want it.
I think you want it. He may still have some, man. You can call down to MDP Liquors in Kissimmee, Florida.
I mean, sell it though.
The single barrels, he had a pretty decent amount of them, and he got some pretty good store picks in. And honestly, at this point in my whiskey journey, the store picks are kind of the stuff I'm after. There's not a lot of over-the-counter stuff unless it's a brand new release that I'm really hunting down. Oftentimes, the store picks are going to be your best bet. We just released a single barrel pick for one of my charity clubs here locally. We just did the release party the other weekend, and it's the best Elijah Craig barrel proof I've ever had. Out of any of the releases, of any single barrels, of any of the picks,
someone
just fantastic.
Where'd they go? I'll tell you what it is later. But they went somewhere. It's one of my reps who was looking for a gift for his brother, and he found something Knob Creek that is good. I forget now.
Like a Knob 12, Knob 18.
Something good, but he said where he got it from, he only paid $58 for it out the door. And I thought that was a great price.
Probably Knob 12. I think retail on Knob 12s are right around $58. I don't think we've done Knob 12 on the channel. We can knock out one.
Because we did the knob, that special knob 55, what it was. That was good.
Yeah. No, Knob 12 is really, really good too. And actually, a lot of times when you do that knob vertical with friends, you break out a 120 select, the 9 year, the 12 year, the 15 year, you line them all up. Almost everybody lands on the 12 year. For the value, for the money, it just generally drinks the best.
I just like hearing my, customers and friends and shows. I just like hearing people find stuff for at mom and pop shops, like I like to call them, mom and pop shops, at good prices. Prices you don't go, that's not in the line. That's a good price for finding it in the wild. That was good. Good for you.
I don't walk into mom and pop shops anymore looking for anything crazy. Really, I mean, you can ask, but oftentimes it's just going to be double secondary. It's going to be crazy expensive. But you walk the aisle sometimes and you stumble on. Actually, recently I found a Baker's 7 from like 2018. Still had the wax dip. It was the old Baker's 7. It was like $46. These don't exist, right?
And that's way cheaper than I sell my Baker's 7.
Right, and so that's the stuff I'm looking for.
Good job.
In those little
Thanks,
shops,
man. That's good.
Some of those older Knob Creek picks where they were like 12, 13, 14 year picks, they still exist on shelves, believe it or not. I've seen them. Woodford double oaked. If you can get your hands on a double oaked in those mom and pop shops, generally have it cheaper. So
there are some shops though that they just have whatever they can get. Some of them don't even know what the hell they got.
Yeah, you be able to
walk in, you go, oh, really? That's a great price.
Yeah, I generally
don't say that though. Just buy it and walk out.
Yeah, I generally don't walk into an independent shop looking for anything crazy, especially where we are here in Orlando. The bourbon culture here is really exploding. There's so many groups. There's so many people out hunting. The liquor store owners are getting inundated, as you know, daily with people.
And I want to keep it real, not only as a liquor store person and a drinker and friends of ones who are, we all talk to each other the second something's found and it's not there much longer.
Oh yeah, it blows up. I mean, it's gone. Actually,
I've been told by 7 people immediately because they know what I'm looking for. Hey, by the way,
Hey, this showed up.
it's down here if you want it. Come on down.
But again, that's the good thing about getting into the community, man. Reach out on Facebook, find some local groups, make those connections.
That's why I'm poor, by the way.
Especially things like Ed really likes Eagle Rare. I don't do anything for me.
And the H Taylor.
But if I come across one and it's relatively inexpensive, I'll grab it because I know he'll drink it. I'm not going to drink it, but vice versa. He sees something come through that he knows that I'm after, pick up the phone and shoot me a call. My buddies are doing that all the time. You're getting texts and phone calls all day long. Hey man, you looking for this? Hey man, you looking for that? You got to be careful because you'll wake up one day and you'll have 120 bottles sitting on your wall, which is, about where
Not
I'm
120, but more than I should have.
Yeah, more than I should have. But again, the great thing about that when we do our get-togethers, so the get-together we had this weekend, I didn't bring anything super special. I wanted to bring stuff that was unique, so I grabbed like a Widow Jane 13, that Ezra 7-year rye.
Oh, that's good stuff.
And then the latest release, the Chateau de la Bade from Bardstown. And I was like, Brian, we haven't done it here now. It's Dickel based. It's really good. And actually, it was the favorite of the group, which was kind of interesting because it's been panned.
Dickel's has been picking up. I mean, I have just the generic pickle, Dickel, both sizes. I can't keep them on the shelf.
Yeah, it's got a really unique flavor, and if you like it, it's a great pour, and it's relatively inexpensive. But I'm not showing up with crazy, Buffalo Trace antique collection or Russell's Rickhouse $300 bottles or anything like that. Just interesting bottles. Here's something different that you may not spend the money on.
Clientele.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm not trying to impress people with
That's for
the
people who
value
drive
of
me
my
to the
collection.
airport. That's for those people.
I want to bring something that people may not, like the Widow Jane 13, man, they're spending like $120, $110 or something outrageous like that. Most people are going to spend the money on it. I happen to have one here. Let's give it a shot and see what you think. And now you may know, all right, yeah, it's worth it or no, it's not. But that's the other benefit of the group is we're constantly trading samples with each other about stuff that we get. And
You've seen it. That's why we do the show.
So it kind of lets you try before you buy, and the community's really open. So reach out, hit up the Facebook groups, and definitely reach out to some local folks. But this is a buy. If you come across this Pinhook, again, the yellow wax, yellow label, this is the single barrel version. This one's 114 proof, the 7-year single barrel. It was very, very good. Yeah.
And listen, guys, out there, don't just walk into the store like you think you know what's going on. Go talk to your guy at the store. If he's cool, he'll be cool with you, and you be cool with him. I guarantee you, your life will be a lot better looking for your special stuff. We get kind of pissy with those kind of people. So.
Yeah, actually, the night I went in to buy this, I was chit-chatting with the owner and buying this and buying an E.H. Taylor. That was the allocated that I bought. And he's like, anything else you're after? I was like, yeah, man, honestly, I wanted a backup to that old Ezra rye. We opened it here. It was great. I said it on the show. I got to go get a backup. I went to go get a backup, and it was gone.
Yeah, it's good.
It disappeared from Orlando. It's like that. And he's like, hey, man, I got one left.
Probably because of the show.
Went to the, yeah, right, yeah. Yeah, it was
the show ruined it. Don't post it like another one.
But he went to the back and snagged it for me. He's like, this is my last one. Here you go. Thanks. The fact that I asked, that I had a specific bottle in mind, that I made the conversation with him. He's like, here you go, man. I know this is something you're after. And I had to have
people that are on my list are, I call it the circle of trust. They're the ones who come in and talk and want to have a minute with you, and they may just want to get that, but they make the time. They make the time to come in and say, hello, how you doing? How you been?
Hey, man.
How's the kids?
Yeah, how's the family? How's the show?
How you feeling?
Yeah. Oh, I saw your latest video.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway,
we're not pimping the show, I swear.
Keep an eye out for the latest releases of the Pinhook stuff. It'll definitely say on the back of it, like this one does, specifically distilled in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, so it tells you that it's MGP juice. If it says distilled and bottled at Castle and Key, then it's the new Pinhook distillate. It's their own
that's
stuff.
A good point, yeah.
So keep an eye out on the back of the label. Always read the back of the label. They got to disclose where it's distilled and where it's bottled. It's part of the liquor laws.
I want to go see the whole gamut of the things. I'm going to look it up.
Oh, there's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them for sure. And I haven't heard great stuff about the other ones, which is why I was hesitant to pull the trigger on this one, but he had one open. Let me try it. So, man, that's really good. I dig.
It's really good.
Yeah. So keep your eyes out for it.
All right, boys and girls. I don't have anything in here to toast to you because we already toasted. But if you're liking what you're seeing and you're not a subscriber yet, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the like too. We could use those likes as well. I want to thank Jake again for showing up today. I didn't mean that to sound bad, but it's been rough to get it together. That's all I'm saying. We have weird schedules. And also, always remember to drink one for me and him because we're going to drink one for you, whether you like it or not.
Probably more than one.
Probably more than one. And we will see you on the next one. Until next time, my friends.